Do you want to know what's really impacting your weight loss journey? So many people focus on the food, the protein, the water, the basics, all of those things. But let me tell you what it really is. It's your weight bias, implicit weight bias that's masquerading as self-hatred. So society's messaging that your body is not acceptable and that you need to look a certain way in order for you to be happy, in order for you to be worthy, in order for you to be ... fill in the blank. This concept has to be disconnected from your weight loss journey and self-reflection. Now, I've been there and I totally understand where there is this tendency to want to self-punish if you're not where you want to be, right? It's so deeply ingrained in diet culture and diet mentality, okay? So there is this part of us that because society has told us that our bodies aren't acceptable, we engage in a fight with ourselves and our bodies to get it, or to try to get it, to submit. So, and then we in turn end up hating ourselves and our bodies for what it will or won't do, especially when we're on a weight loss journey, right? This is a big part of the issue, big part. So I ask, when can we practice patience, love, trust, compassion, and gratitude with ourselves and our bodies? Because it's so necessary. But that's not what we've been programmed to do. The body isn't fitting into social norms. There's likely a belief that we have to do something to be deserving, which usually is being smaller, fitting into a specific size pants, looking the way that we quote unquote should look. Again, according to social norms. And even if and when we get there, this sense of peace with our bodies feels inauthentic because the thing that we've normalized is the fight. The fight is the norm. The self-hatred, the fight with self is the norm. So this is what I see with folks, even who get to goal weight. You get to goal weight and then what happens? You're on the diet cycle because that's all you ever know is how to fight your body, is how to try to condemn your body, to try to get it to submit, to force it into submission, right? That's what diets are about. We're not really trusting or listening or paying attention to our desires. Desires aren't bad. Desires aren't bad. And yet, what we've been taught is that the desire is bad, and then sometimes the desire becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And this is where we talk about willpower, right? And things like that. It's not about willpower. It's about allowing the duality that exists inside of you. It's about allowing yourself to be human. And it's also about ending the fight. So it's time to end the fight with yourself. Not when you're perfect, because that doesn't exist. Perfect doesn't exist. I love you guys so much. Perfect does not exist. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. You don't end the fight when you're perfect, when you think you're perfect, or when you're at a certain weight. The best time to end the fight is right now, as you are. Being healthy isn't about the weight that society says, because even at our healthiest, our bodies are going to be different. If you're a woman going through perimenopause, menopause, oh my gosh, you might be up 10, 15, 20 pounds, and you might be freaking out And you know what? Your body's going through a massive change. And this is where compassion is needed even more, right? But wherever you are in your life and on your weight loss journey, peace, care, kindness, understanding, being one with your body, being on your own side and not fighting your body, fighting yourself is fundamentally important for you to get to where you want to go, for you to be the healthiest version of yourself. Because health isn't about the weight, right? I meet women who are 10 pounds from their quote unquote weight goal and they're fighting, or they're 20 pounds from a weight goal and they're fighting. And there's so much self-hatred and self-loathing. And sometimes what they don't realize is that acceptance isn't about not allowing change or not creating change. Acceptance is about making peace with themselves. It's about ending the fight, right? Acceptance doesn't mean you stop growing. Acceptance means you stop fighting, you stop hating yourself where you are. Two very different things. So if we want to be the healthiest version of ourselves, if we want to be well, then we've got to drop the weight bias. We've got to stop the self-hatred. And that also begins outside of ourselves, because sometimes we're judging others outside. Ooh, what is she wearing? Oof, they let people like that at the beach? Ugh. That's judgment. That's judgment, not just of others, but that judgment comes up when you're trying on a new outfit. That judgment comes up with yourself. So don't just think that it's happening out there. It's also happening inside. So when you're navigating a health journey, part of the process is disconnecting that outer shell from the inner work. Otherwise, you'll be completely dependent on the number on the scale or your pant size. You'll be completely dependent on that outer shell and those results that will dictate your health or whether you think you're healthy. Those are not the primary markers. You can be thinner, smaller, skinnier, and still be unwell. You can still be caught in a fight with yourself about your body. Oh, and loves, don't even get me started on all of the clients that I have who are now struggling with sarcopenia, which is the clinical term for skinny fat, which is they have lost muscle mass and their fat mass is more than their lean body mass, than their muscle mass. We've got to strength train. It's important. You want to lose weight. I get it. It's not just about weight though. And this is what all of you, if you're on a GLP-1 journey, I have to tell you, sarcopenia is real. And I don't mean to get off on a tangent, but it can really hurt you. It can hurt immune function, and it can create fatigue because you're losing strength. So strength training, resistance training is necessary and important. And it's important that you maintain and retain your lean body mass, because you can be thinner, skinnier, smaller, and still be unwell. And that is what I mean. There are folks that are unwell because they're not strong. And I still see people caught in a fight with their body because it doesn't look how they want it to. Now it's like, oh, hanging skin. I still hate myself. Oh my gosh. I send so much love to you guys because I can see the struggle. I can see the internal fight. You want to lose weight. I get it. But you will continue to fight with yourself until you change your perspective. If your weight bias tells you you're not worthy of love, you're not worthy of whatever, XYZ, because of how you look, You will continue to hate yourself because you haven't changed yet. Then what you do is to relieve this pressure, you restrict. Maybe you go eat something, what you call off plan, then you hate yourself for eating this forbidden food, for having that desire. That desire is normal. The cycle begins again. It's very much like a diet mentality. There's this pattern of putting food on a pedestal because it's not allowed, which then makes it psychologically more appealing. And then you hate yourself because you look a certain way. There's this entire internal psychological fight, right? Let's cut that cord. Let's cut the cord by focusing on health, by caring for our bodies from a place of love, by talking to ourselves like we would someone we love. I know you've heard that before, but putting it into action, it does require intention and practice. Let's focus on health and caring for our bodies from a place of love, honoring what we do with and for our bodies rather than punishing it into submission to try to fit it into some kind of box, right? Into some kind of conditioning, because there is no perfect, as I said before. And even when you get to a specific weight, that doesn't mean I'll be happy when. It's a thought fallacy. I'll be happy when I get to XYZ weight. I'll be happy when, will you? Because happiness isn't just about your body. It's about your entire life. And there could be a zillion other things going on in your life. We've got to unbox this old BS idea that in order for you to be accepted and loved and worthy, that you have to look a certain way. We've got to let go of this judgment. And that starts with weight bias. That starts with weight bias, not just of you, but of everyone else. Oh, did you see her? She gained 10 pounds. Oh, what about, oh gosh. Do you see this one? What is she wearing? Does she know that she's bulging out the sides of her pants? Judgment. Judgment. Judgment of others and yourself is holding you back. Judgment. It's time to release and let that go. And it's time to make peace with your body, with yourself, and create acceptance and change. Accepting where you are right now and moving towards change. They can coexist. They do coexist. And focusing on being the healthiest version of you. And that starts with, okay, well, where am I today? Where am I today? And being okay with where you are today. Not judging where you are today. Acknowledging where you are today is a step forward because it gives you a clean slate. Here's where I'm at. All right, I get to start over. I get to start fresh with acceptance, with being where I'm at. Not forcing perfection, not forcing judgment, not forcing hatred, but being where you are. If you're ready to create a change and you're ready to release the judgment and you want to go deeper, feel free to send me an email and we can talk about options. You're not alone. And this entire process of releasing judgment and moving towards self-acceptance, it does take practice. And I have quite a few different programs if you're looking to go deeper. And it could be that just this alone helps you, and that's okay too. So I suggest you listen to this again, sending you love and light, and let's drop the weight bias along with the self-hatred and focus on what you want to change, what you can change, what is in your circle of control, and move towards that. That's how we create results. Sending you love and light, and have a great week.